Potential opportunity, obviously increase productivity, raise capacity to meet customer demand, eliminate the waste in production, become more profitable at either a reduced sales level or revenue level. Eliminate the waste. Everybody in here has kind of been introduced to the 7 wastes, right? Overproduction, inventory, overprocessing, waiting, yada, yada, yada. There's always one I missed when I try to rattle them all off at the same time. All right. And when you go through your lean training and your lean journey, you know, they give you some tools to go ahead and do this. The 5S process, the element of Kaizen, and all that kind of stuff. And all that stuff is great. Okay, all that stuff is beautiful. But what you're going to see here today is kind of a foundation. It's kind of putting a foundation in place first, kind of stopping the bleeding, reducing the chaos, so that you actually have the time to go through doing a certain Kaizen event, or going down to the floor and seeing, and doing the Gemba walks, and doing, having people come together without sales breathing down your neck that, hey, this order's late or this order's late. Okay, the biggest challenge with anybody going through the lean journey is that, when do I have the time to do this? All right, and many people first go after, well, let's have a 5S event here, let's have a Kaizen event here, and kind of nitpick at it. Like, what does this guy need over here? Why does he walk, 50 yards when he should only have to walk 5? Well, bring the material over to him. And we've all probably tried and done those little events. Okay, and early in my career, I was doing the same exact thing, and those were all great places to start. I'm not going to poo-poo that at all. But at some point, through my mentors and through the people that taught me, putting a strong foundation in there. Okay, setting up level loading that schedule, and we'll go over how to do that in a second, and setting up a pull system in place to where you don't have to manage the day-to-day minutia of what goes on the plant. Setting in that foundation, I think, is key first, because then that gives you the time now to where sales and your bosses and the guy behind the in the executive room there who may not be down on the floor here doing this with you and feeling the pain with you, get them guys from breathing down your neck, so that now we can let this thing take off and kind of catch fire. That's what you're going to see here today. Kind of presenting all these, giving you the opportunity, or giving you the ability to have some of these opportunities. All right, changing the culture. Our industry company isn't like other industry or companies. I hear this everywhere. I hear it everywhere I go, and I'm sure you guys have been taught already by whatever path that you're taking, that this is one of the things they mentioned very early on. This is the first pushback that you get. All right, our business is too variable and random. That's just the nature of the business. How does lean apply there? I'll hear this: we have to produce ahead to start early, because if we don't, we will not make the deadline. Somebody in this room remind me to talk about safety stock and MRP at the end of this presentation. All right, I'm going to hit that last. But anyway, we'll have to produce, that actually turns out to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's what we'll get to here at the end. How can you apply lean concepts in a job shop, going from push to pull, current culture, scheduled by an MRP, or forecast, and from the first step in the process, which then has its own problems. Our industry company isn't like other industries or companies. All right, well, no duh. Okay, everybody in here does something different. Okay, and for those of you out there who think that the country is filled with widget makers, raise your hand if you consider yourself to make widgets. The same thing every day. If you do, go ahead and raise your. Okay. Now, okay. If your widgets are random, then that's not the type of widget. Okay, I'm talking about making the same thing. Spacely sprockets. Who here works for Spacely Sprockets? Or Cogswell Cogs? Okay, nobody. Okay, there is no such thing as the widget maker in the United States of America. All right? So it applies everywhere. And the other thing I like about lean is this: if you did make widgets, I would be much less useful to you. All right? Because I find that the more random you are and the more job shoppy that you are, the more benefit lean will give you. Because lean is designed to find those opportunities and tackle those wastes. Okay? And in what better place to find chaos just like that than in a job shop. And the more you are, then the more this should work. In the engineering world, it's kind of like the arch. The more stress you put on it, the stronger it gets. Okay? That's kind of the same thing with lean.